dream I would die for now became a reality. I believe that the runway is my home. My soul belongs to the hills, the clothes, and the accessories. My dream job of being a professional model is in my reach. Everything would be fine if it stopped here. But no, guys, life is not like that. One day, I felt stuck. As a beauty pageant title holder, I have a list of things that I have to do besides just walking around in a nice outfit. I have to do a lot of trainings, including interviews, dancing, acting, to get ready for my international beauty pageant. I have to appear to be very socializing, always happy, and always full of energy. I have to attend or do things that are, to be honest, quite boring and got nothing to do with modeling. Well, it happens repeatedly for quite some months, and I think it drives me to a point where I think I was having an existential crisis. It felt like I was under an illusion. The reality was nothing like what I have visioned. If I'm not able to do the thing that I dream of, then what am I doing here? Why do I have to be socializing when deep down I know that I'm a full-time introvert who just wants to have some me time? At that time, I was also having some troubles adapting with this industry because it looks nothing like the world that I used to know, which is school and the environment and the office environment. It was like a whole new world to me. I was panicking. I felt overwhelmed and kind of left out. I really wanted to quit. My dream job now felt really like a nightmare. But I guess this all happens to us, right? Your dream job can turn into a nightmare when you actually doing the job. There's no easy job. But here's the good news. You can make it easier by thinking of yourself as a tree. So how do trees survive even in the hardest environment? For me, I think the first step is to root for a root, which is simply finding a cause and develop a root out of it. A cause is what I'd like to think of as something for everything that I do. It helps the tree stick to the ground no matter how strong the wind or how flushing the water might be. Having a reason to do everything in life reinforces your mentality, helping it stay focused and strong on one path only, regardless of any obstacles that might come on the way. Well, I think this is a major helper for me during my language learning journey. I did not learn English because I think it would make me look cool or make my parents happy or make me a lot of money. I learned English simply because one day, out of the sudden, my English teacher just told me about her fascinating trip to the UK. Well, she was having a blast there, looking like she could not be any happier. I wanted to. So I learned English in an attempt to have fun abroad and alone. I remember it was very hard for me at first when I first exposed to English. It was really hard for me to remember the vocabulary, to learn the grammar, and of course with the force of my parents, it was quite stressful at first. But after the story, I feel like everything was different. I feel like it was a totally different me. I learned it with joy and hope that one day I'll be able to roam the streets of London lit up for Christmas and enjoy the afternoon tea by the River Thames. And guess what? I made it. I was having the best time of my life in London with more than 100 beautiful contestants, representatives of other countries in London, England, during Miss World 2019. It was remarkable. And here's a tip to set your route. Well, I think just look for the fun reason. It's been scientifically proven that our brain, human brain, is wired to be lazy. We prefer fun over hardship, and the brain has a remarkable ability to tell us lies. So we can use these insights to apply the thing called cognitive reframing to see things in a slightly different ways. Cognitive reframing is actually a technique that is used to shift your mindset so you're able to look at situation, relationship, or even people in a slightly different perspective. It sounds like something very academic, right? But it's actually a very simple mind trick that I have exploited from time to time whenever I have to do something that I don't really enjoy. For example, instead of thinking in a way like, I have to do this because this is my job, shift your focus on the reward you will have after you finish the job. Something like, I do this job because it gives me money to go party and to drink maybe bubble tea. The picture remains unchanged. You still do the job, but the focus is just slightly twisted, right? And well, along the way I prepared this talk, I've learned a lot about tree anatomy, and I just figured out a lot of similarities between a plant and a job. Just like a tree, our career has a life cycle too. Its seed stage is like our internship. Stem and sapling is like junior and senior, and maturity stage is where we have more power and control over things. Before reaching maturity, the trees are very much susceptible to being killed, and it has to compete with other plants for its share of nutrients, space, sunlight, and there are many other threats like natural disasters or even being killed, eaten by other animals. You see, it's not an overnight and easy growth, but for me, it is accumulative. I believe that our actions are the roots, are the trees. I believe that our actions are the seeds, and every encounter acts as a catalyst that enrich and nurture them. Just like in real life, everything happens for a reason. Things that we think they are useless can be very useful in ways that we could never imagine of. They are the lessons and skills that one way or another we will have to master if we want to level up in this game. Being in this industry, I feel very grateful for having the background of an education-focused family. I realized that my 18 years of studying is actually helping me a lot when I do this celebrity biz. And my passion for the runway and photo shoot is supported by my knowledge and the skills that in various fields that if I talk about it, you probably think that they don't have anything to do with each other. For example, during this reality show that I do a few years ago, where I was one of the 3 mentors, thanks for the language skills, the communication and debate skills that I successfully scouted 4 very amazing people on my team, and we finally got a winner. What I'm trying to say here is that everything is related. Instead of avoiding the work that you think it is boring and unnecessary, try to find the intersection where they can support you, contribute to your performance at work, and help you reach new heights in your career. Even when we choose a job, even when we choose to do the job that we think is our passion, we have to admit that sometimes we feel like our job is our enemy. Therefore, it is important to train our mentality so that we'll be strong enough to take the lead of ourselves and be well rooted on a strong set of roots. Let me tell you this, it's gonna take a lot of efforts and time until you'll be able to reward yourself with the freedom to do anything in this world that you want. But trust me on this, there's no easy job. Your job is to make it easier. Thank you.